Hello beautiful people, I am Shania Ishi, your tourist guide for this video. Are you excited to travel ILOCOS Norte just by watching? Well, I will bring you to a new destination. Let me introduce to you the cultural heritage of ILOCOS Norte. Ready your snacks and drinks, beautiful people. Without further ado, let's get into it. Cultural heritage is the legacy of tangible and intangible heritage assets of a group or society that is inherited from past generations. Not all legacies of past generations are heritage. Cultural heritage gives people a connection to certain social values, beliefs, religions, and customs. Now, you know the importance of cultural heritage? Let me introduce to you the first heritage site, Poway Church. I must say, a lot of you have an idea about Poway Church, isn't it? The St. Augustine Church, commonly known as Poway Church, is a Roman Catholic church in the municipality of Poway, ILOCOS Norte in the Philippines. It is built in 1595. San Agustin, Manila, officially known as Church of Immaculate Conception of San Agustin, is the oldest church in the Philippines. It exhibits remarkable features such as retablos or altars of high Baroque style and wall buttresses separating crypto collateral chapels known as Earthquake Baroque Church in the Philippines. Poway Church was built of baked bricks, corals, rocks, salbot or tree sap, and lumber, and has 24 carved massive buttresses for support. It is an architectural solution to the area's challenging natural settings. That's why Poway Church is a strong infrastructure in any types of calamity. And inside the church, the gold-plated altar with figure of its patron, St. Augustine, as a centerpiece. Another interesting fact is San Agustin Church contribution to Philippine history, as its adjacent three-story bell tower was once used by the Katipuneros as an observation post during the Spanish Revolution. Well, as we proceed, introducing to you the second heritage site, Cape Bojador Lighthouse. Cape Bojador Lighthouse, also known as Burgos Lighthouse. It is a cultural heritage structure in Burgos, ILOCOS Norte, that was established during the Spanish colonial period in the Philippines. Cape Bojador is one of the most popular lighthouses for people to visit. Originally designed by renowned engineer Magin Purse E. Purse in 1887, Cape Bojador Lighthouse was first lit on March 30, 1892. The Cape Bojador Lighthouse is the Philippines' highest lighthouse in elevation from the Spanish colonial era. Its design is typically of Spanish colonial lighthouses in the Philippines, being of masonry made with bricks widely used and produced in the area. The octagonal tower is topped with a bronze cupola, and the viewing gallery is surrounded by decorative iron grille works. The view is breathtaking, right? Oh, and the lighthouse is such a nice view too. Now, let me welcome you to home where power comes and a family that reigns for the country. Malacañang of the North. The Malacañang of the North, or in Ilocano, Malacañang Tiamyanan, and in Filipino, Malacañang sa Hilaga, is a presidential museum in Poway, ILOCOS Norte, Philippines. It was the residence of the family of Ferdinand Marcos when he was the President of the Philippines. It is built in 1977 by the Philippine Tourism Authority. Malacanang of the Norte became their official residence in Ilocos Norte. And indeed, Ferdinand Marcos is probably the region's most famous son. He was the Philippines president between 1965 and 1986. Despite his infamous reputation and government, he was instrumental in helping to shape what the Philippines is today. It is among a number of properties belonging to the Marcos family, which were sequestered by the Philippines. With the Philippines government, when President Marcos was removed from power, after 20 years of ownership by the government, the property was eventually given back to the jurisdiction of Ilocos Norte. If you would ask me, I've been there too. My eyes sparkle so bright that I experienced stepping on one of the Marcos' residents back then. Okay, we are now to the second to the last site I will be introducing to you, all beautiful people. Baccarat Church. Baccarat Church is a Roman Catholic church located in the municipality of Baccara, Ilocos Norte, Philippines, under the jurisdiction of the Roman Catholic Diocese of Lawag. The church was founded by the Augustinians who dedicated it to Saint Andrew. It was declared as the National Historical Landmark by the National Historical Commission of the Philippines and National Culture Treasure by the National Museum of the Philippines. It is known for its old century domeless leaning bell tower, or beheaded belfry known as Torre de Baccara. The original blue tower that is detached from the main church building and is made of coral bricks, but due to periodic earthquakes that hits the place caused the dome to start leaning. The entire dome was toppled by the Luzon earthquake in the year 1983. The tower is also known as the acrobatic bell tower of Baccara. We are now to the last heritage site I will introduce to you today on this video. Cape Bolinao Lighthouse. Cape Bolinao Lighthouse is a towering edifice located in the picturesque town of Bolinao in Pangasinan. This lighthouse is proudly standing for over 10 decades atop the Punta Pedra Point. This magnificent construction is one of the 5 main lighthouses of this country and has been guiding the vessels and ships that cruise through the international passage down the West Philippine Sea. Situated at an elevation of 107 meters or 351 feet above sea level. Situated at an elevation of 107 meters or 351 feet above sea level, it is the second highest lighthouse in the Philippines next to the Cape Boheador Lighthouse. The lighthouse tower itself stands 30.78 meters or 101.0 feet high. Located in the midst of diverse flora, Cape Bolinao Lighthouse was constructed in the year 1905 by the Filipino-American and British architects. This second the Cape Boheador Lighthouse, situated in Burgos, Ilocos Norte in terms of height. It has become one of well-known tourist spots in the Pangasinan over years. Its 140-step spiral staircase escort to the illumination room that is near about 76.2 meters above sea level. It is said that the original lighting apparatus was created in England, and lantern along with the chimneys and 3 weeks came from France, as replacing the spare parts was quite difficult. The Filipino mechanists succeeded in manufacturing the accurate replicas for the same. The working mechanism of the illuminating apparatus was more or less similar to a clock with a pendulum, according to the head keeper of the Cape Buenao lighthouse. The lamp is visible from as far as 44 kilometers. Can you imagine such wonderful art of architecture? Do you learn something, people? ILOCOS NORTE is indeed with new wonders and discoveries. It may be old, but as they say, it is gold. I hope you learned something, and thank you for listening and coming this far. These are just some of the most visited sites here in ILOCOS NORTE. Yet, there are more cultural heritage I did not introduce to you. So I guess, see you next time, beautiful people. It has been your tourist guide, Shania Ishii. See you next time.